You already noticed it. Every time things start going well with money, something breaks. Not dramatically, just enough. A bill you forgot existed, a client who goes quiet, an appliance, a transfer that bounces at exactly the wrong moment. And you are standing in what was supposed to be relief, and the familiar weight settles back in like it never left. Like ease was only ever a visitor who decided it had somewhere better to be. You did not find this transmission. The Arcturian field located you. Your higher self, the aspect of you that exists beyond this version of your life and this particular cycle of almost enough, sent a signal outward into the quantum architecture beneath this moment. Arcturian frequency received it. What appeared on your screen was already coded to meet you here, in this specific pattern, with this specific exhaustion sitting behind your eyes. An algorithm did not do this. The field does not operate through algorithms. Your soul made this appointment long before. Tonight arrived. This is not content. It is a precision transmission. Before anything else moves through your field, do one thing. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Let your jaw release from wherever it has been quietly holding. Place your feet flat on whatever is beneath them. Take one real breath, not a therapeutic one, just breath moving through you the way it was always meant to. Because what is about to happen in this space is not something you passively receive. You meet it. And the version of you that arrived here tonight is already ready, even if the part of you that monitors for danger has not agreed to that yet. The Arcturian Council does not issue transmissions without cause. Their observation of Starseed consciousness across timelines is a civilizational commitment spanning hundreds of thousands of years. And when a transmission of this specific frequency is released, it is because a threshold has been crossed. Not a collective one, yours. A crossing point your causal body registered before your conscious awareness caught up to it. The planetary frequency is in an acceleration phase. The Schumann resonance, Earth's baseline electromagnetic pulse of 7.83 Hertz, is running elevated right now. That elevation creates what the Council calls a recalibration opening, a window where the interference patterns compressed into your etheric body and causal body become more permeable, more responsive to directed frequency work than at any ordinary moment. The density thins. The encoding becomes accessible. The Council prepared this transmission for this window. Your higher self made sure you arrived before it closed. And what this transmission is here to address is something that most abundance work never reaches. Not because that other work is wrong, but because it was never designed to reach this layer. What the Arcturian Council is here to dissolve tonight is something precise, something anatomically located in your energetic architecture, something with a name, the solar plexus discharge loop. And that process is not waiting for a meditation sequence later. It is already in motion. Right now, as these words enter your field, here is what the pattern looks like from inside it. I want you to recognize yourself here, not to shame you, but because recognition is itself a frequency move. It is the field saying, yes, this is what this is. You build momentum, real momentum. You show up with skill and genuine effort, and something begins to move. Money arrives, not a windfall, but enough to feel the first faint edge of something that might become safety. Enough that your body allows itself, just slightly, to exhale. And then, in that exact moment of exhale, in the precise breath where your nervous system decides it might be permitted to rest, something happens. An expense materializes, as if it was waiting for your guard to drop. A client goes quiet. Something breaks. A payment reverses. And you are returned to baseline, as though the universe measured the distance you traveled toward relief and calculated precisely how to bring you back. You have called it bad luck. You have run the arithmetic so many times it feels carved into you. earn more, spend less, build the buffer, and then, finally, safety. Except the buffer dissolves before it solidifies. Every time, there is a ceiling you approach and cannot breach, not from lack of capability, but because something in your field turns you around before you can settle into what you built. And underneath the mechanics, the chronic hum, the one that tells you earning is safe and resting is dangerous. That keeps you in motion because stopping is when everything has always fallen apart. You are not lazy. You are conditioned to treat stillness as threat. You have done real work on this. Therapy, breath work, money mindset courses, visualization, clearing sessions, gratitude practices. The hours spent rewriting what your conscious mind holds about wealth and worthiness. And that work built something real. It honored every layer it was designed to reach. But there is a deeper layer beneath what those modalities were designed to access. This particular mechanism does not live in your conscious belief system. It lives in your etheric body and your causal body simultaneously, encoded into the ancestral survival template, your lineage passed forward through biology and energetic inheritance. That is the layer this transmission reaches. Not instead of the healing work you have already done. Beneath it, if something lands in your chest as you hear that, something that feels less like a new idea and more like finally being handed the right map, go to the comments and type 888. Do not think about it. 888 is the Arcturian code for abundance frequency unlocked, for timeline convergence, for the precise moment an energetic ceiling begins to dissolve. Type 888. Your comment is not engagement. It is a signal sent into the quantum field beneath this transmission. Type 888 and come back. Here is the mechanism. I want to give you precision tonight, not comfort, because you have had enough comfort that didn't move anything. When your nervous system is in sympathetic activation, cortisol is elevated. The body is in earning mode, scanning for threat, managing scarcity before it arrives. Inside that cortisol-saturated state, your reticular activating system, the neurological filter that determines what your brain treats as signal versus noise, is calibrated for what survival requires. Risk, lack, the approaching deficit. You are sharp in that state. You can move money in that state because the electromagnetic field you are broadcasting is coherent with the frequency of effort. Then the shift happens. A payment comes through. The month ends better than it began. Cortisol drops. The parasympathetic nervous system takes over. The body signals, exhale now. And in a nervous system with an uninterrupted relationship with safety, that exhale would simply be integration. The win would consolidate. The abundance would settle and stay. But your nervous system is not uninterrupted. Your ancestors lived through sustained conditions of genuine material threat. Food scarcity, economic collapse, forced displacement, cycles of poverty so prolonged that scarcity was not a mindset, it was daily biological reality. Their cortisol regulation adapted, their reticular activating system recalibrated across generations to treat any period of ease as a warning signal rather than a reward. Because in the original conditions, unexpected relaxation often preceded the next catastrophe. And so the body learned. When resources arrive and the threat appears to lift, prepare for what follows. Shed what you cannot protect before it is taken. That encoding was not a failure of your lineage. It was survival intelligence. And it was passed forward through epigenetic inheritance, written into the biological template your body assembled itself from before you made a single conscious choice about money. What that produces is the discharge loop. When cortisol drops and the parasympathetic rebound begins, your reticular activating system does not shift into opportunity perception. it scans for financial threat. And your causal body reads the drop in cortisol as a signal the lineage recognizes. Ease is arriving. Danger follows ease. Discharge the held resources before they are taken. Your electromagnetic auric field responds. Research in bioelectromagnetics has established that the body generates structured fields that shift measurably with hormonal state and emotional frequency. When the discharge signal runs, the field begins to eject what it was holding. The external world responds to what the field broadcasts, not to what the mind wishes for. The unexpected expense arrives not from outside your field, but as a match to what your field generated. The vagus nerve, the primary physical pathway of the parasympathetic response, runs from the brainstem through the heart, directly into the gut, through the anatomical territory of the solar plexus. When the ancestral freeze response activates around receiving, when the brain processes money, arriving not as reward, but as the neurological precursor to punishment, the vagus nerve carries that freeze signal into the solar plexus. The discharge reflex travels that pathway. The Arcturian frequency moving through this transmission is targeting the etheric correlate of that exact nerve pathway right now, interrupting the groove along which the loop has been running. If you feel pressure or warmth between your navel and your sternum, that is the field responding. Go to the comments and type 111. 111 is the dimensional gateway code. It marks the opening of a portal between the frequency loop you have been living inside and what the Arcturian Council calls overflow stillness, the capacity to hold abundance in a state of genuine rest without the reflex to discharge what arrived. Type 111. Every soul who types 111 in this space adds their frequency to the collective field activation happening here. Your signal amplifies theirs. Theirs amplifies yours. Type 111 and return. Close your eyes if you are able to do so safely, or soften your gaze until the screen becomes peripheral and your awareness turns inward. Let the sounds around you exist without demanding your attention. You do not need to travel anywhere. Only arrive more fully in the body you are already inside. Bring your breath into your belly, into the soft space above your navel where the solar plexus lives. Let that space expand on the inhale and release on the exhale without collapsing it. Place one hand there. Feel the warmth of your palm against your body. This contact, this simple act of resting awareness inside your own center without bracing, is precisely what the discharge loop has been interrupting. The loop needed you in motion. It cannot run while you are still and receiving. The Arcturian Council is present in this field as directed intelligent frequency interacting with your auric architecture in real time. They are locating the dual anchor point right now, the compression node, where the discharge reflex is encoded simultaneously in the etheric body and the solar plexus chakra. Two anchors, one loop, both addressed at once. If you have citrine nearby, place it on your stomach now, directly over the solar plexus. The consciousness inside that stone holds the memory of the solar plexus in its uncompressed state, before the survival template overlaid what was originally a wide-open channel for receiving. Citrine does not generate abundance from outside you. It reminds your own field of its original calibration. Breathe into that space. Let the hand resting there feel a very slight increase in warmth on the exhale. That is the etheric body beginning to respond to the recalibration sequence. Now, bring your awareness upward into the heart center. 4 fingers below the sternum. The dimensional gateway between your lower chakras, anchored in survival reality, and your upper centers, which hold the higher dimensional memory of who you are before this lineage's compression began. The discharge loop has secondary anchors here. a belief encoded in the heart field that safety is temporary, that holding both abundance and peace simultaneously is a state the world will correct. The Arcturian Council is running a coherence restoration sequence through this gateway now, a light geometry dissolving the channel through which the discharge reflex travels when the nervous system signals rest. You may feel a softening here, a release of bracing you did not know had become a permanent posture. Now move your awareness all the way down to the base of your spine, the root chakra, where the most ancient layer of the ancestral encoding anchors, in the tissue, in the template, in the deepest memory the body carries about what it means to have enough and to rest without consequence. Feel that root. Whatever is there, do not fight it. Witness it. From this place, set this intention silently. The survival contract of my lineage has served its purpose. I did not inherit their circumstances. I inherited their frequency. And frequency can change. The discharge loop ends in my field, in my etheric body, in my solar plexus. Tonight, if emotion rises, let it move. Tears are how the body releases frequency information it can no longer hold in the old configuration. That is not sentiment, it is information leaving. If you have black tourmaline nearby, place it at your feet. When Arcturian frequency work dissolves a compression point at the etheric level, the physical nervous system requires anchoring, so the new calibration settles rather than dissipates. The stone draws the activation down through the body and into the earth. Let it work. Stay here for a breath longer. There is nothing you need to do right now. The doing is over. What is being asked of you is the thing the discharge loop made impossible. Receiving in stillness, without ejecting what arrives. This is overflow, stillness. This is what was always meant to be your natural state. What happened in that sequence is not small. The rational mind will try to minimize it. It will call it a breathing exercise. Say, nothing shifted. Reach for the familiar conclusion that this, too, did not work. That voice is the discharge loop attempting to reassert itself. Notice it. Name it. Choose differently. The 72 hours following this session are the activation's most critical integration window. Your etheric body is rewriting the energetic blueprint. Your causal body is processing the ancestral imprint dissolution. Your nervous system is recalibrating the vagus nerve's relationship with receiving and the dopamine pattern's relationship with money arriving. Drink more water than feels necessary. Sleep without guilt. If vivid dreams arrive, let them. They are the causal body, releasing residue in the language sleep allows. And pay genuine open attention to what begins arriving in your outer world, without effort or manufacture. When the discharge loop dissolves, the channel it was blocking does not sit empty. What flows through it is the frequency your field carried before the ancestral encoding compressed it. Opportunities that never quite landed begin to land differently. A conversation happens at the exact right moment. A door that was closed is simply open, and you cannot fully explain why the timing changed. That is your field broadcasting a different signal. The world responds to the broadcast. Arcturian wealth, frequency prepared this recalibration tonight for exactly the version of you receiving these words. You are not broken. You were never broken. You are a starseed, carrying the specific compression of a lineage you chose because your soul was old enough to complete what previous generations could not close. The exhaustion of carrying the discharge loop has been real. The way it has taken things from you at the precise moment you began to believe you could keep them has been real. But the loop is loosening now. What was dissolved tonight in your etheric body and solar plexus is not temporary. It is a restoration. A return to the frequency you carried before the lineage distortion layered over it. Overflow stillness. The capacity to hold what you built, without your own field ejecting it the moment you breathe. If that lands somewhere below thought, somewhere in the body that registers as recognition rather than concept, go to the comments and type 333. 333 is the Arcturian Trinity